practicing in the past as well, first up in the Premier League as much as you want. But again, you should stay in the dressing room or after the game, not on the pitch, of course, because then you get the red card, you leave your teammates with one-man shorts.
And you can be excited by the game and you don't realize, I think it's what happened to Gay, where he think that Keane is going to follow, and he wants to give the ball to him, and he realizes that, in fact, he made a stupid pass. And being a bit, annoyed by that, and then he reacts. We don't know what happened to the two of them before, but I don't think it can come from something in the past. But that's insane. That's really insane. I remember, and Shaka remember because it was at Newcastle, Boyer and Dyer fighting like crazy, being both red card in Newcastle, finishing 8 against 11. That was insane. But it can happen, and that for me that's stupid. That put a shame on the club, and I really think that maybe both of them, because King pushed Gay instead of trying to calm down, he pushed him, and maybe pushed Gay to stop him. So that's something that the club in internal had to sort out, because that's not a very good image of football and of Everton at all. You experienced anything like that, Jim?
No, not in the past. Sure, but to Craig's point, Frank's point, I wasn't at Newcastle.
Thank you to remember my name.
I wasn't at Newcastle at the time of the incident that he referenced. I've not seen anything like that during a game. Obviously, I had Djokovic and John Hartson incident when I was West Ham, but that was a training ground. Again, it's one of those, and thank goodness for the result, because had Everton lost, this could have just kept going and going for who knows how long. But the fact that they won at least allows, it drops the temperature, allows players to laugh and just kind of figure things out. Had they lost, I think this could have been
Stephen, when we were watching the game, you brought up Bruce Grobbelaar and Stephen Mann, which I completely forgotten about. Yeah, and that was if they were VAR, they both have been sent off.
Yeah, well, because they both hit each other in the face. But it started and finished in the snap of your fingers. And of course, there's no VAR back then, and it was only the cameras that picked it up. The referee and the linesmen don't see it.
But is that something that still bubbles in the dressing room?
No.
So weird. You wouldn't think that.
It stops as quickly as it starts, and it's forgotten. Because we all understand that there's things happen in the field, and sometimes there's a bit of red mist, and we bruise. You know, Chris lived on the edge of life. Mac is the complete opposite. I mean, Mac is the complete opposite. There's nobody cooler and calmer than Mac. But even Mac retaliated. And again, it's the usual. King 100% is in the wrong. And if I'm David Moyes, I'm actually pointing the finger more at Keane, because well, Keane's reacted. The guy who's on the field of play, and we've seen it over the course of how many years, somebody has a bad challenge, the other guy loses control and hits him and gets sent off. The guy who retaliates gets sent off. And it's the same here. So if I'm David Moyes, I've got more of a problem that Keane has lifted his hands first. That's where I would start.
Frank, have you ever come close? Chris Sutton, wait him.
No, he spit it on me, but there was a year before when he was playing for Blackburn. But I remember one guy in Blackburn, Graham Lusso, having a fight as well. I don't remember against whom, but that was insane, because I know Graham. Graham is the coolest guy in the world, you know, loving everybody. When I saw the image, it was before he signed for Chelsea. I couldn't believe, knowing him after that he was capable of doing that and not stopping and fighting back. So that never happened to me, and no, I would have never reacted. You could be upset with somebody, but you don't go that far. I mean, you have to be, come on, you have to think a little bit, We know we're all football players. Sometimes we have empty brains, but still think a little bit.
Let's focus a little bit on Manchester United, Dimitar. It's incredible thinking when you were with them, of course, winning Premier League titles, one of the best teams in the world, to drop how far they have. It must still seem a bit of a surprise for someone who was there during the peak of their success.
Of course it is, and it's even difficult sometimes to speak about the present days and then go back to the past and compare years and how long it's been since the last Premier League trophy. And it's in a way of speaking like United needs to go back to winning ways now for 13 years without that Premier League trophy, but it is what it is. It shows you that sometimes the Premier League is so difficult to compete. Even Liverpool now dropping to 11 after they become champions last year. Of course, it's credit to the other teams that they are building the competition, so you need to be better every year if you want to stay to the top. But from Manchester United perspective, honestly, sometimes when we spoke with former teammates, we are wondering what is the right answer. And we are just hoping that as soon as possible, United will come back to the right path of winning games. But obviously, it's not going to be tonight as well, because it was I can say, poor performance, because you should be able to score at least against the opposition who is playing with one man short on the pitch, but was not able today. So there's a long road again to walk until we can finally be sure that United will go back to the fight for the Premier League.
Dimitar, have you seen enough from Ruben Amorim to believe that he is the right man for the job?
Well, it's easy to sit here in my home or you guys in the studio and everybody can criticize. That's the easiest thing to do, right? Especially from us ex-football players. But I don't want to be that guy, because I've never been a manager. I've never been in that chair. I've never felt that pressure. I've never managed a team. So it sounds a bit ridiculous if I give my opinion on that. I just hope that he will find the right tools, the right players, the right system, although we all know that he's not going to change the system. But still, though, hope is alive there that United will do something. Maybe the point difference, not with the first, but for the first places, is not that big yet. If they can find the right course of playing. 10th place, 18 points. The 5th is 20, 4th is 21. So it's not that big gap. That's the only thing that gives me hope right now.
With the result that they had today, with an opportunity playing 11 against 10, you should have gotten the 3 points. And it's hard to believe that you can get better. You're not capable of having a result today. So, yeah, everything is possible, like Spurs. They just won one spot above Manchester United. Everything is possible, even for the first 3 or 4, for Chelsea, for anybody. You have to be really aware of what's going on behind you, because that can change very quickly. So it's an it's not open race for the title, because we feel that Arsenal is already there. But after, it's really open for everything.
They showed that the team, the very first team that Ruben Amorim put on the field, and he compared it to the team today. And so he's changed half the team. And so I remember us talking about, well, it's a culture. That's the biggest thing. You can't argue that players at United have ability. But in order to be a top club and a top team, you need the right characters, you need the right culture. And so when you look at what Man United produced today, it's hard not to question the manager, considering he's changed half the team, but yet there's no difference from that first game.
I suppose he had injuries to deal with, and the new coming in, Sesko out.
Right. Well, let's go with that and talk about the culture and the character of the team.
Right.
And so that's why they don't beat 10 men today. That's why they get beat 1-0, because the characters in the team aren't capable of taking advantage of it, and the culture clearly isn't there. But they know in their heart, all we have to do is everybody gets together. Everybody is going in the right direction, all is one, and we're going to steamroll 10 men. That isn't there. So, again, it's recruitment, but again, you have to look at the manager also.
I find it a little hard to put so much of the blame on Amorim. And maybe to your point, there are characters out in that park. Bruno Fernandes is out there. Casemiro is out there. There are characters, to Stevie's point. We've criticized Amorim time and time again for his rigidity with his 3 at the back, but he goes to 4 at the back for the second half. 11 men against 10, that's down to the men on the park. If you allow the 10 men to outrun you, to outwork you, to outdefend you, that's down to the men on the park. And so while, again, get Stevie's point about Amorim in the bigger picture. Today, I absolve him of responsibility for today's result.
Dimitar, do you agree with Shaka?
I think yes, to be honest, because that's why I say sometimes it goes down for the manager. We can criticize him the way he sticks to his system, which he doesn't bring the results that we all want. At the same time, sometimes the characters on the pitch can decide the games. Although we have characters like the guys mentioned in the studio, like big name players like Casemiro, who won pretty much everything. You have Bruno Fernandes there as a captain to lead the line. But obviously, even that sometimes is not enough. And when that culture of winning the Premier League is not there yet after so many years, it's difficult to get it back. And that's one of the problems, to get into that way of keep calm when the storm is going around you. Find the right way. When the team is getting with 10 men, the opposition, now let's not be in a hurry. We'll find the right solution. We'll find the right pass. We'll find the right space. We improvise. We score a goal. Today that's not the case, even though we had chances to score. Pickford was probably man of the match as well. But you should win games like this if you want to go high in the table.
Just a reminder, a lot more reaction to what we've seen in the Premier League over the last couple of days over on YouTube. Be sure to go to ESPN FC and subscribe. For what happened on Sunday, the North London derby, a walk in the park, wasn't it, in the end, for Arsenal, beating Spurs by 4 goals to 1. Frank Buff still with us, as is Dimitar Berbatov. So we've talked about Manchester United, one of your teams losing. Let's talk about another forward team, shall we? I know. He's blaming for everything. Got Bayer Leverkusen coming up. How much was this Spurs being bad? How much was this Arsenal being great?
Not a good days for my former team, guys.
No.
Yes, you're right. Spurs were very bad. Not taking away the way Arsenal is playing, how they were entertaining at that particular day. The goal they scored, Eze on a great form with a hat-trick. But Spurs, as always, that consistency in their performance is not there yet. You know, getting good results mixed with the bad results. And at one point, when you play your rival in that North London derby, where you need to be 100%, you are going a bit defensive approach in that game with 5 at the back, which is not aligned with Spurs' way of playing football. And when you have someone like Arsenal with their ability on the ball, they will find that space. They will find that pass. They will have a chance to score like they did. And unfortunately, again, on that particular day, Spurs were not in a good shape or form whatsoever for the whole game. Yeah, they scored a nice goal, but still, in the end, it was humiliating for everybody to watch.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. I was just checking that Fulham won, so the good thing for Dimitar for the weekend. Ooh, good things. And I'm not sure about Monaco, but whatever.
All right, get on with your answer. Stop sucking up.
Yeah, I'm not answering. Well, he said everything. Now there is not much to say. You know, that was an humiliating defeat from Spurs because they didn't try anything. They didn't try. Well, maybe they couldn't. Maybe Arsenal were too strong for them. But I want to believe that Tottenham's and Thomas Frank, they are better than that, and we didn't see anything. Credits to the Gunners because they were absolutely fantastic. I mean, I really like Declan Rice, and every time I see him playing, I love the involvement that he put into the game defensively, but also what he brings offensively. And the first pass that he makes to Eze when he scored his goal. I mean, that guy is amazing. But he's the mirror of what I see from every players and the involvement that they have to win the games every weekend. So that was amazing what I saw from Arsenal, and really appalling from Spurs.
What's the big problem with Spurs? Obviously, they sacked Ange Postecoglou despite winning the European trophy. Thomas Frank came in, and he hasn't had the impact that I think people were hoping for, Dimitar.
Well, let's not jump to conclusion, right? Again, it's easy, and of course, the first one to be blamed is the manager, as always. You can easily change the one manager and not 22 players. But I mean, it's too early to judge. It's still very early days for Spurs with Frank in charge. He's gonna hopefully find his footing, find the way to make Spurs play in the way that everybody wants them to play, which of course is more entertaining football. Like in the first months or weeks in Anje, when he stepped in charge, he was playing that attacking football. Everybody was admiring him. That, of course, after that, unfortunately, things didn't go well for him and the club. Now Frank is playing a bit more flexibility depending who he's playing on. Sometimes more defensively, sometimes more direct. But still, it's early days. It's early days. I would like to give him more time with the team because I think he's in the right place with his vision for the game. Of course, as he now know, it's not going to be easy. Here is more exposure for him. Spurs is a big, big team. So he needs to get the result. But the only thing that I would like for them to get is the consistency, which means getting the right result, even if you don't play good.
And Dimitar, consistency obviously is what Arsenal have brought to the table so far this season. For many, they've already won the title. Do you agree with that?
No. Frank knows as well, you guys know as well, Premier League is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Now comes the Boxing Day, the Christmas fixtures, the games where you'll be tested. And if you get out of these fixtures in a good result, and comes the new year, you're in a good position. If you speak about Arsenal, if they're still in the first place, with good advantage on the points on the table, then they're halfway there. But let's, of course, not jump to the conclusion yet because, of course, City are dropping points. Liverpool, as I mentioned, low down on the table. But there are other teams, Chelsea, of course, Frank X team, they're teams that can surprise, and 6 points is a good, cushion to have. But in the Premier League, that's nothing.
Could be 9 points, of course, right after next weekend.
So, yes, exactly. That could be 9 points, but that could be 3 points as well. If I become a bit better than Shaka in math, and he could do, he could go very well. The only concern that I have, and I'm listening to Dimitar, I say, okay, it's not crucial. 6 points is not crucial. Arsenal are not there yet, but who can beat them? If I look and watch every game that I saw, yeah, Manchester City maybe, but they lost against Newcastle. But otherwise, I don't see any consistency, which makes me think, okay, maybe that team can come back. Or Liverpool, and Stevie can witness that. I think we don't recognize them, and it's going to be enough season for them. But after that, I don't see who can really fight against Arsenal. And Dimitar is right, but right now, I don't see anybody being able to compete with them.
Big performance from Newcastle, and of course, all the goals coming in that 6-minute spell. We spoke at length about this game at the weekend, so I don't want to really go over old ground, but I do want to bring up something that Frank Leboeuf said a few weeks ago during an argument we had. The question was, is Erling Haaland the best ever striker in the Premier League? And whose name did he bring up in that conversation? Our guest today, Dimitar Berbatov. So I suppose, Dimitar, you're the right person to ask. Who's better, you and your font or Haaland?
Oh, come on, guys. I think Haaland is a beast. Haaland is a level above me, for sure. But in the conversation of the best striker ever in the Premier League, the names you have there, Alan Shearer, Thierry Henry,
Thank you.
Harry Kane, players that
you're wrong, Frank.
but in his case, if he continues on that rate, he's going to be among the best for sure.
How much of a problem, though, is this, Dimitar, for City, that it seems to be if he doesn't score, no one else does?
It can be a problem because then obviously you're going to have a bad day, you're going to miss the chances, you're not going to score 1 or 2 games, then someone else needs to step up. But when you get used to your big star to score every game, sometimes that can be a problem because then nobody used to score goals, just your main striker. So that's something that I think Guardiola knows pretty well, and that's why they should find a solution for this. Either someone else will take the responsibility, or they should, continue to feed him with the balls to score. Like, for example, Harry Kane was for Spurs. Harry Kane was the main guy who was scoring goals season after season after season. And in that regard, they didn't have much problem. So maybe Haaland will be the same, scoring and scoring and scoring.
One last thing, Dimitar, I know you've got to go soon, but I just want to switch attentions quickly to Liverpool. Liverpool, of course, losing at home against Nottingham Forest. So many questions about where it's gone wrong so far for the defending champions this season, obviously sitting in the bottom half of the table after that home defeat against Forest. Dimitar, I want to talk to you about Alexander Isak. If he rang you up and he said, look, what advice would you give me to get going at Liverpool, to get on the score sheet, what would you say to him?
Just need to buy my sister's gift. Argos? Where we sell toys. Look who's on the naughty list. Drive.
Time we taught you a lesson.
Oh, no.
Eyes on the road.
We're taking you out. Shopping! Crashing through the snow. Here's one section. Nope.
Now do you believe?
There is more to Argos.
Since when did you have taste?
Hey.
Don't think about the price tag. Don't think about it. I know that he's probably thinking it from time to time because that's a lot of money paid for one player. The transfer that was happening, happened in the manner that you don't want it to happen. And it reminds me a bit of myself back in the day where I wanted to go to United from Spurs. People were disappointed. People were angry. Fans were angry. You know, when you have situation like this, it's going to affect you. Then, when you go to the new team, of course, expectations are there. You put expectation on yourselves. You know about the price tag, even if you don't admit it. Now you know that everybody's expecting from you to take the ball from your own half and pretty much bring it to the other half and score by yourself. But that's not the case. Of course, if your team is going through a difficult moment in games like Liverpool right now, you're going to suffer. You're a striker. You're depending on the crosses, on the balls, on the midfield, so you can score goals. He's in a difficult position. I can only give an advice in a short sentence: stay strong in the head. Here is the answer.
How difficult is it to do that, as you say, with the price tag, with the Anfield fans, with the fact they're defending champions and they're nowhere near Arsenal at the moment? Psychologically, that's got to be something that you really struggle with day to day.
Oh, I'm not gonna give you overnight. It's very difficult, and it's gonna be very difficult. So my thinking will be, and it was when I was in this position, get good people around you. Like people that will tell you the truth when you need to hear the truth. They will be honest with you. Of course, the teammates to be supportive. The manager needs to continue to believe in you. To know that you're gonna play, because the strikers, we are different breed. We think that we are special, big egos. We want to feel special and to feel well selfish. So also, if you're a striker, you need to be to score goals. And the manager is crucial here to be there and support him in that difficult moment that he is now. And of course, him as a player who wants to show that he is good enough. Again, stay strong in the head. It's not that easy, of course, and that's why good people around you are crucial.
And I suppose the problem with that, Stevie, is that with what's happening at Liverpool at the moment, are we in a situation where basically everybody's looking after themselves?
Well, I would suggest that, to begin with, everybody has to do that. The question you asked Dimitar there, I was thinking about Paul Manor. He used to tell me all the time, whenever he went through a dry spell, a goal drought, the way he would forget about it is by every single day on his own with a goalie and somebody else and do finishing for half an hour. He'd do it every single day. So when he turned up, the only thing he had in his mind was what he'd spent the whole week doing, putting the ball in the back of the net, right? Just a little thing to trick your mind into thinking you're actually scoring goals and you're not going 10 games or whatever it is without a goal. So that's what I was thinking about.
So is this just a case, he gets one, and it's like Van Nistelrooy used to say, didn't it? It's like ketchup out of a bottle. Then it'll just keep coming and coming? Or is it such a psychological block at the moment that even if you get one, you won't necessarily add to that quickly because of the way Liverpool are playing?
Exactly. Both ways works. Sometimes you score one, and another will follow, and then you're in a great position. Then you score one, another dry spell will follow. It's different. But I agree completely that sometimes building the right habit of putting the ball in the back of the net. If that means in the practice, in the training ground, even if you don't have a goalkeeper, just a goal. I won't cross you the ball. Just get in the habit of putting in the back of the net. Get that self-belief that even if a good ball is coming to you, you're confident and concentration enough to put it in the back of the net. And of course, the one goal is the start. That will give you the confidence back because striker feeding on that confidence of scoring goal. So when he scored that first goal, a big problem will resolve from itself. But then he needs to continue on that consistency of scoring goal. Again, it's more easy said than done, of course. Especially if your team is in a bad situation, don't play good football like Liverpool right now. It's going to be more difficult for them.
The reason I said you have to look after yourself first is because everybody who steps on the field has to do their job first, right? You know, it's one thing to talk about looking after your teammates and looking after this guy and then we do that. But you need everybody to first and foremost do the job that you're put on your team to do. And then once everybody sorts themselves out, then you can pull it all together. But you need everybody to do their job first before we can help each other.
And then, of course, as a defender, you can play on that, surely, against a striker who's struggling.
Siri 2.0. An icon. Redefined. So what's new? Get 100% healthier gums with our TouchSense pressure sensor that trains you to improve your technique. Experience more cleaning power per brushstroke with our advanced sonic motor. Your favorite accessories now have battery-powered UV sterilizing, and wireless charging creates a sleeker, more durable design.
Yes, of course. You can intimidate him. You can, say bad words to him. And but you know what? You always pay attention to a wooden beast, because if he wakes up, he's going to be terrible. So you better leave him on the side, and forget about him and just let him dealing with his issues. But it's true that you play on that, and when he misses an action, you say, "Oh my God, you're not the player you used to be." You could say that. I never did, but you could say that. And but I heard people saying that. They say, "Oh my God, the guy is not there. He's not there anymore." That's terrible. That's really terrible. But it can happen to defender as well. When you try one time, you tackle, it doesn't work. Another time, and a goal and a non-goal against you, and sometimes it goes and goes. Yeah, it's difficult, and you feel sympathy, for Isaac, like for all the guys who have a dry spell, because you say, oh my God, because we know they need that, they need that to stop being starved, and that's what it is, and I really hope that Isaac is gonna try to find the net very soon, and it's gonna be better.
Dimitar, one last question before I let you go. Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester United, Liverpool. What order do they finish at the end of the season?
Oh, you're provoking me here.
Oh, you bet I did before.
Of course, I'm biased here. Of course, I'm going to say Liverpool should finish behind Tottenham and United,
Yeah.
Hopefully, Spurs hopefully Spurs and United will get, their act together. And as I said, the difference between the point between the fourth and the third even is not that big right now. So that's the only thing that is good from these days to take something. But the consistency, that factor goes for both teams, for Spurs and for United, in my opinion. If they're going to find that, they're going to suffer again this season.
Did you answer my question then?
Yes, Liverpool behind Spurs and United.
Oh, yeah. Much appreciated. You're welcome back. Fair to say, the honeymoon is well and truly over for Xabi Alonso. Of course, 3 games now without a win for the new coach. A lot of different talking points reflecting on that game and that form of play as Alex Kirkman joins us. Alex, I suppose the big one, isn't it? Vinicius Jr., who looked just delighted to to be on the bench, and that has now sparked rumours that he has told Real Madrid, hey, I am not saying anything about a new contract as long as Alonso's here.
Yeah, well, that situation's been stalled for a long time, Dan. And we know this situation with Vinicius and Alonso in particular. It's been the case since the summer. It started in the summer when Alonso came in, going back to the Club World Cup. Around that time, Vinny's camp started to feel that the player wasn't, the kind of player that the coach was particularly enamoured with. And that's continued every time he's been on the bench. He's been benched multiple times by Alonso so far this season. So that never happened, really, under Carlo Ancelotti. When Vinny was fit, he played. He was, untouchable under that regime, and that's no longer the case. And like I say, it's been brewing now for months, and certainly there are growing reports here that he's not the only one. This situation between Xabi Alonso and the dressing room, saying that Alonso denied after the Elche game, he said, no, the connection between me and the players is improving, it's getting better and better. It doesn't look like that's the case. Now, I think this was always going to be a potential issue, going from the Ancelotti regime to Xabi Alonso, two completely contrasting coaches in terms of styles. That was never going to be easy, but you've got to bring the players along with you if you get the results. At the start of the season, Madrid were getting results. Now they are not, and increasingly there are signs that the players are not happy. During that Elche game, some of the things that we've been told were kind of non-negotiable under Alonso: working off the ball, out of possession, tracking back, intensity. We're not getting that now from a number of Real Madrid players. And this situation is really getting quite serious. I think it's 5 games now coming up to the City game in the Champions League. And over those 5 games, if Madrid don't start getting results, if the players don't go out there on board with the Xabi Alonso project, Vinicius Junior and all the rest, then it really is time for the alarm bells to start ringing, I think.
This is fascinating, Stevie, because this is a case of it's okay to treat the players like that via Leverkusen, but at Real Madrid it's a different breed.
We were talking earlier about culture. The culture of Real Madrid is that El Presidente upstairs is more interested in
Spanish, Stevie.
I know, yeah. I've been practicing. He's way more interested in keeping the players happy than the manager, because he clearly thinks, I can get another manager. Right. So if this does continue, and the rumblings with Vinny in particular, then it wouldn't be a shock for Xabi Alonso to be let go.
But he's been there. He's been at big clubs. He's been at Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Liverpool. He surely knows that maybe you have to treat these sort of players differently than he has done in the past.
That's the biggest surprise for me. Xabi Alonso knows dressing rooms, successful dressing rooms like probably nobody else in the game right now. So for him to have this kind of disconnect with this Real Madrid dressing room is as big a surprise to me as I'm sure it is to Xabi Alonso. How question now is kind of given where we are, how do you fix that? How do you make that right? Vinicius Junior has clearly made his opinions known, and you can't make it right with him. Can other things come up? Can other relationships be fixed in that dressing room? Again, I'm not sure. And the only outcome I see, or the most likely outcome I see to this right now, is given where we are with Real Madrid and that dressing room. If Real Madrid don't win anything this season, it is not beyond Florentino Perez to let Xabi Alonso go.
Even before the end of the season.
And then probably the only, if you're a Liverpool fan, you're probably thinking, the way things are going here, this would be great for us. That otherwise, this just continues to twist and turn and only gets worse as the season goes on.
You put a face when I said to Shaka that you should know that.
I don't see Xabi Alonso kissing people's backside just to keep the guy upstairs happy and keep them happy. There comes a stage where
if what's happening at the moment isn't working.
So, but to that point,
but that's not really. You have to respect yourself before anybody else. Right? And if you are that way inclined that the only way you can do it is by going around kissing Vinny Junior's backside, then you know what?
You don't have to kiss backside. Surely you just have to play it.
That's my.
But people, the way Vinny is, it's that or it's nothing.
I think so.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, again, we showed his face. He didn't. It speaks 1,000 words. Look at the way he acted a couple of weeks ago. Why should this guy be on the field? It's all about him. Me. And again, it depends on Xabi Alonso. And I don't see Xabi Alonso losing his own self-respect to keep a guy like Vinny happy just because he wants a job. No, don't get me wrong. It is arguably the biggest job in football. But at the end of the day, is that worth your own self-respect? I don't think so.
You know, see my thing is, I'm not asking Xabi Alonso to kiss anybody's behind. That's not.
Can I say something, Shaq?
Right.
The thing is, how can he ask other people in the team, in the squad, to do things and then let Vinny off for not doing it? I mean, that's the reason Vinny's sitting in his backside.
That's what I'm saying. So, and my surprise around Xabi Alonso here is, if Xabi Alonso was a player in that team, in that dressing room, what would he, as a player, as a captain, be saying to Vinicius Jr. to get the best out of him? Now, again, to my point, nobody knows that situation as a player better than Xabi Alonso. The dressing rooms that he sat in, Bayern, Liverpool, Real Madrid, nobody knows that better than Xabi Alonso. So now to see him to kind of struggle to fix that relationship, or build that bridge, however you want to phrase it, as a head coach, as a manager, I find surprising, because if he was in that dressing room as a player, there is no doubt in my mind that he would have fixed it.
Being a player and being a coach, on the face of it, seemed like a similar type of job, but it's not. It's a completely different ball game. As a player, you're looking after yourself, you're listening to the manager. If you can help other people, you do. When you become a coach, it's a different...
So here we go, an exciting 90 minutes in prospect. Begins. Sam Klukas with it. Kemp. Field. And that's tidy work to push it to safety. Marquis. Now with Scully. Poole. Klukas. Harrison Biggins. Klukas. Lloyd. This is a joy to watch. And promising stuff from Arsenal. Safely away. Nsiala. Moving the ball nicely. Klukas. Biggins. Now with Hoole. Sam Stubbs. An effective challenge. Distributing it well. Goodwin. How about the cross? Well, it was a most enjoyable first half. What will the second half bring us?
And especially the City game. If by then, like I said, which is 5 games, if things happen...
And the keeper taking it cleanly. Goodwin. Arsenal move it forward with purpose and control, but it fizzles out thanks to that piece of defending. Nsiala. On to Scully. And so 30 minutes left for play in this one.
The MLS starting off with Cincinnati against Inter Miami. One-way traffic right from the start. 19 minutes in. Oh, Messi.
I don't see many headed goals for the wee man, do you? I mean, it's a great header. Right off the meat of the park, into the ground. Textbook. That was a surprise.
Then into the 57th minute. Silvetti makes it 2-0.
Nice finish from Silvetti. Again, somehow Messi finds space in the middle of the park. Nice little ball, a really good finish at the end of it.
At the semi-final, 5 minutes after that. Messi again with the assist as Allende makes it 3.
Yeah, lovely ball, but the super finish. Doesn't panic, Allende. Great first touch. Sizes the situation up, gives the keeper no chance.
And then with 16 minutes to go, Messi to Allende again. Talk about whitewash 4-0. Easy stuff.
Again, great ball by Messi to pick out Allende, who's in behind. A lot of time to think about this. Good strength, good composure.
Into Miami then advance.
Biggins.
taking on NYCFC, of course, winner of the Supporters' Shield, 27 minutes.
Sam Stubbs. Well, they have the ball once more. Oh, lovely ball. Well, got right behind it and crucially turned it out of the danger area. Kemp. On to Hool. Klukas. Anthony Scully. Sam Klukas with it. Scully. And moving it forward. Well, plenty of green space to run into. Well, quite simply, the cross was too close to the keeper. Harrison Biggins. The referee spotted the little nick on the way through, so a throw-in coming up. So making the substitution now. Dangerous ball. Well, I suspected that might be difficult for the keeper, but I was wrong. And conceding the throw-in. 10 minutes left for play. And it took a little nick before it went over the touchline. So a throw-in here. And the story now confirmed. Spurs have got their man.
Yeah, and I think this is a bargain. The club's going to be so pleased with their business. I'm looking forward to seeing him play, and hopefully he'll start off really well.
Well, a bit short with the clearance. Well, it did look promising for a bit. Anike. Harrison Biggins. The move looks promising. A goal here surely would finish it. Well, it's pass after pass, keeping their opponents thinking.
Yeah, and I love watching this sort of football, you know.
Sam Stubbs. And the fourth official confirming that we'll have one additional minute. And there goes the final whistle.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. So it was Daniel Levy that hired Frank. Is that correct?
Sure.
Oh, yes. It was. So there's a possibility that it might not be. Because when the hierarchy changes, people
want to bring in their own.
People want to make a statement, and if they think they want to be the person that makes the change, I think it matters that it's not Daniel Levy.
For Stevie, should Liverpool focus on the Champions League? Beat Real Madrid, didn't he?
Do you know what? You can't, that right now.
Who have we got this week?
PSV.
PSV, all right.
Right now.
You just say rumble then.
Well, I was trying to figure out who they were playing in the Champions League.
Right.
Myself now and again. I don't know if you noticed. I was trying to figure it out.
PSV, Shaka says.
Yeah. Do you know, actually, right now, all they've got to do, it doesn't matter if their next game is the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the league, the whatever. It really doesn't matter. They've got to try and win a game.
Yeah, but didn't we think they did that against Real Madrid? We thought, oh, here we go. Corner turned.
Well, you've got to start again.
Oh.
Dan, you get knocked down, what do you do?
Well, you get back up again.
There you go.
So
you got to,
let's have you again.
You got to start again. Get on your feet and get after it. So
we have you again.
So the answer is
El Presidente. We'll do Wednesday. We'll
said he wouldn't give me CPR if I collapsed.
I'll repay the favor. I'll repay the favor there.
What a sight that would be. People are like,
Jesus collapsed. And you open your eyes to see Stevie losing his child. He's like, I'm alright.
I think go for a warm-up first. You're mad enough.
I'm good, thank you. I'm good.
there's an exercise question. Which colleague would you prefer to give you CPR? Right, come on, serious soccer show. Frank, if you're captain of Everton, how do you handle the Gay Keane incident? Do you deal with it at half-time, post-match, or wait until training?
I will wait until training, right? Because after, of course not. After the game, they won, so everything is okay. But I think you have to deal to make sure that the dressing room works well, and you need to sort out the problem because it's a failure if they don't go along together. So especially when you see Everton, you know that they have to work together, and they showed it 10 against 11. So you have to carry on like that. You need to sort out the problem. They have to go into peace, otherwise it's going to be a nightmare. It's over.
You don't need to talk about it in training.
Somebody will show up in training on Monday with 2 sets of boxing gloves.
Right.
Everybody laugh, and then everybody moves on.
Yeah. You agree, Stevie? Yep. Which former Palace man, that's a good question for you, Champion Bundesliga, would you build a team around? Elise or Eze? And who will outperform on Wednesday?
I built my team around Eze.
Right.
And who will...
Yeah, who will be the star, I suppose, on Wednesday?
Who will be the star on Wednesday? I think Barn will win, so I'm going to go...
Do you think so? Away against Arsenal?
Yeah.
With Barclays Premier Banking, access preferential savings rates because this moment is worth saving for. Plus, get £400 when you switch to a Barclays Premier current account. Find out more about Barclays Premier Banking. Switch in the app by the 27th of November 2025 to get £400.
Stevie? Eze. Yep, why? Well, Elise's had a better season. Elise's had a better season, hasn't he?
Are you asking me or telling me?
I'm telling you. Okay. Because it's a fact. Whatever you think. Wait, do you think Eze's had a better season than Elise? No.
I've not thought about the question.
Well, I'm asking the question now.
I'm just telling you that I would build it around Eze.
Yeah, but the argument is Elise's had a better season, hasn't he, than Eze? That's a fact.
Let me know when you answer the question.
Well, I'm not asking you a sub question.
We are now. Just get empty we are now. That's just...
Stevie, do you really think that people change? You know, because they have that thing, they know that it's going to change, it's going to be humble and wiser and a nice person.
Yeah,
no, it's still Dan Thomas. It's still the same.
Humble and nicer.
Proving your point today already. Yeah.
So, what's your answer?
Which one? Which question?
The questions that you decided you want to answer.
Well, you just asked me 3 different questions.
I'll give you the answer to all 3 questions.
So, in terms of Eze, I would build a team around Eze. I think Eze is going to be involved more both going forward and defensively. I think Elise relies more on other players to get him the ball, right, than Eze does. That is my answer, thank you.
Okay, and who will be the star on Wednesday between the two of them?
I think I will go with Eze again.
Okay.
Because they're at home.
Right.
He's more likely to be on the ball more than Elise will be.
Okay. And who's had the better season is the third question.
Well, I know what you think.
Yes.
You just told me 10 times in the space of 10 seconds.
My opinion means nothing. I'm a mere humble presenter.
Well,
Since when?
well, it depends on where you're at. Are you after numbers? If we're looking at numbers here, Elise's had a better season. In terms of data, Elise's had a better season.
Right, data.
Yes.
And that's what you're going on?
Yeah, I'm going with data.
Okay.
Yes.
Not data.
No,
data. But don't start.
you say data, I say data.
Final question. Frank, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, we go for Elise in all your questions.
Yeah, all the answers, Elise. Right answer. Stevie, when Everton play United, what kind of outcome are you hoping for? What?
The one I got.
Oh, I see. Because it's... You don't hate Everton, though?
No.
No.
No, only when we play them.
Right. Yeah, there isn't quite the same...
No. No, it's not the same.
Anger in the eyes.
Correct.
All right, lovely. Well, Frank, start packing. Saving some money for dinner. Lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah, we look forward to
of
it.
course.
Steve, you're off now for
My
Thanksgiving.
liar.
I am.
Steve is going to somewhere who's got 45 people for Thanksgiving.
What?
That's a lot of people.
What?
I know.
46.
46?
Yeah.
The dogs count.
And they all pretend to be your friends.
No. No. No, they don't understand what you're saying. No. That's it. They're just going, I'm going to be say or at least say. That's it. That ESPN
Good luck
FC.
to Eleanor.
Have a lovely time, Stephen. You'll be
Thank you very much, Daniel.
And Shaka, enjoy Football Americas tonight.
Thank you, John.
Live. We'll be back
Again.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
We'll be back tomorrow for more Champions League talk.
Wasn't shabby, it wasn't shabby.
So drawing in here in the UK and in Spain, of course, and it feels like this is the time when the season really starts hotting up a little bit. We should probably start with Real Madrid because once again, Alex, your team has dropped points. That's 3 games on the bounce.
Crisis.
Crisis. There's always some crisis
Siempre.
within the Barcelona or Real Madrid. There's always one of them in crisis.
One game away from a crisis, so yeah.
Well, just a point for Real Madrid, Alex, but I suppose it could have been worse. Another important goal from Jude Bellingham. I mean he's in form at the moment. I've just there's a stat here that Jude Bellingham has registered a goal and an assist in 10 games since moving to Real Madrid. No player in La Liga has more in that time, I presume, than having an assist and a goal in the same game.
And credit to him right now when there's a lot of negativity surrounding his name, everyone's talking about him for all the wrong reasons.
Well, he's on the top of his game. It genuinely exasperates me.
But thank goodness it's not affecting him, is I guess what I'm trying to say here. And he's letting his football do the talking. And, stepped up once again. But not great for Real Madrid. 3 games now without a win. The headlines this morning was a marker just says sufriendo. And in AS, the other paper in Madrid, it says salto
What a great name for a paper. So we should call up some of our newspapers here.
AS, it just says, salta la alarma, like alarm bells ringing. I mean, is it a crisis? Not ideal that they had to come from behind twice against Elche, but Elche having a brilliant season. We can't just say that it's a good start to the season for Elche anymore. That the project's clearly working. Credit to Eder Sarabia. But I assume that Real Madrid wanted to convince him, and of course they did. It wasn't that, but they didn't lose. But the gap at the top is now just 1 point, Gary. 1 point. It's exciting. We wanted that, didn't we?
Madrid on 32, Barca 31, Villarreal 29, Atletico 28, and then there's a big gap.
Yeah,
so it's tight. It is funny though. I mean, I spent 3 years in Barcelona. Obviously, it was exactly the same. It's exactly the same there. The levels of expectation for those 2 clubs, I think, are bigger than anywhere in world football. I know people like sport, Liverpool, or Manchester United. People go, no, that's not the case. But trust me, the levels of madness around it. I mean, this is 1 defeat, by the way, in the last 3 games, 2 draws.
Yeah. Depends which way you look at it.
And they are top of the table, and they are in what they're calling in crisis. Now, it's frankly absurd. I think it was season number 2 that I was there. We'd had a season, we just missed out the season before, and then we had Terry Venables in charge. I think it was 3 games in, we drew 1, lost 1, won 1. He was out.
There's no patience.
What?
No patience.
No hay paciencia.
No, there isn't, but I think there will be patience with Xavi for sure.
There's got to be. I mean, they've got 1 in the Champions League. They're top of the table. They've barely lost the football match. He's come in, he's got to try to change things a little bit. He's had, players have been out injured.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, I saw quite a few bits this week. I mean, you've been in Madrid, you tell me that there's unrest in the camp and the players are not happy with Xabi Alonso.
Training methods. And
the fact that he's trying to push himself on the team, as being the leader, which he is. I mean, is this just the usual nonsense, or?
Yeah, I think it's all chat. I really do. I don't think there are any real issues in that Madrid camp. As far as I know, all the players are really happy. So they love Xabi Alonso. You can see it. You can see it in the training images. He's joining in. He's in the middle of all the training drills. He's one of them, isn't he? He's a top manager, a top person, and I think this chat needs to stop now. But there's always, as you say, there's always going to be. It's part of football, isn't it? Especially part of football in Spain. Okay, we've got a few more minutes of this. But no, back to the game. Typical that the two Elche players that scored were Canteranos from Real Madrid Castilla. Both of them played in the youth team there. It's always the way, isn't it? Why is it always the way? Alex Tebas and Alvaro Rodriguez doing the damage. Rodriguez only left in the summer. He came off the bench and you sort of know that he's going to come on and score.
90 minutes for Trent is a really good thing for him. I mean, one of the goals, and it went behind him. I don't think it's his fault, but you know what it's like in this world where everyone looks to try and highlight a Trent.
All the Liverpool fans waiting.
But he hit two or three really good crosses in. And that's his first full game, really. So I think that will help him a lot. Get his fitness back. Hopefully play Champions League matches coming up as well soon. And he'll be back in the swing of things because everyone wants to watch Trent play.
Yeah, they do. He made a real difference. I read something online that said everyone else can walk home except for Trent and Jude. They're allowed on the bus. Because they played really well. But all the
others, Xabi Alonso who said that, though, wasn't
it? It wasn't Xabi. You walk home. But no, Trent did really well. The thing about these stats and these numbers, I also saw somewhere that he lost the ball 25 times. But you've got it. Okay, he's crossing the ball into the box, and if that counts as losing the ball, then it's not a fair statistic.
So off and running here. The first half underway. Matush Berro putting it out of play for a throw-in. Will it happen for them? Matush Berro. It's with Vitek. And a throw-in it's going to be. Watkins. He's taken away. He won the ball. Promising attack this. Sissoko. It's with Vitek. Can he put it in? And a goal! Now they have their opener, and now they can celebrate. On they go again, and Arsenal know they need to wipe out that last goal. Confident attacking play. A very effective challenge put in. Could be dangerous.
It's definitely not to be
Teammates available. That's really good and effective physical play. Really fine piece of defending play to break us up. Intercepted at the right time.
That was a vital bit of defending there.
The referee's whistle, and so the first... Back underway, with Arsenal trying to find a route back into the match. Man. Ashton. Oh, that's a clever ball. Really sound defending. Matusz Vero. Effective piece of pressing. Well, I should think Arsenal fans are in a pretty good mood following this news. The contract situation ironed out, and he might be in action pretty soon, Stuart.
Well, the figure being reported is about £30 million, which in my view is value for money. We know he's talented, and on his day, he can be an excellent player.
Matusz Vero. And it's played into the centre. It wasn't quite as good as it looked when it left the boot. Deserves credit for winning the ball back. Maximilian Vitek. Sissoko. It's with Vitek. High-tempo football. But then the commentator's curse comes into play. Maximilian Vitek. Sissoko. Matusz Vero. And that's great work to keep it in play. And the keeper there to catch it under no real pressure. Sissoko. Well, that's how to beat your opponent. Routine for the keeper in the end. The cross far too close to him.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
Roberts.
So good.
Ashton. Walker. Well, do they have a goal in the future? They're giving it a go. It didn't go to plan in the end. Matusz Vero. Frey. Textbook example of how to cut it out. It's a good pass. Oh, good finish. And the goalkeeper covered a lot of ground to push that away from danger.
Well, I thought that was a certain goal. If they do hold on to this lead, the keeper will be getting all the adulation.
He's so good. I'm going to be asking Mark Cucurella in a bit how he plans on stopping him. I don't know if you read during the international break that Lamine Yamal pulled out of the Spanish squad. He didn't go. And Mark Cucurella said he only did that because he knew I would be doing my homework and, you know, working him out for the Champions League game.
He's got a sense of humour, Cucurella.
He's so funny. He's hilarious. He's a hilarious guy. But no, he's
see what plan he's got, because obviously they play together as well. What's the feeling? Because there's obviously this little bit of a fallout against obviously the Spanish national team with not necessarily Lamine Yamal, but maybe Barcelona and the way they've handled him. Because a couple of months ago, they put him in when he was injured, and now
Hansi
suddenly
Flick was
he falls
fuming.
out in the last second this time, and then it looks like the Spanish FA have had a little bit of a hissy fit. What's going on?
It's tricky because they need to be working together, don't they? Really, and I don't think that's what's happening at the moment. The Spanish national team want him playing. Barcelona want him playing. All the time. And he's so young, and we've spoken about it before, and we saw what happened with Pedri. He needs to be managed, he needs to be protected, and they all need to be working together towards the end goal, which is a fit Lamine Yamal season after season, and not to ruin him at this young age.
Has he said anything on this yet?
He
about
hasn't spoken
himself?
about
Because
it.
at the minute it's like a tug of war between the two, and he's in the middle.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard him say anything. Maybe I'll get an exclusive post-match. After the game, and then we'll get him on the pod.
You must ask him. I think he's learning English, I heard, but I don't know.
For the pod, I heard.
For the pod?
Yeah.
What a gent. What a gent. We're going to move on to Atletico Madrid, who've won another football match. They're in a rich vein of form.
5 wins in a row. 5 wins in a row. The glass is filling up.
Well, I think she's filling up, and I think Eric's started to worry about how he's coming across.
His reputation. Well, I spoke to Eric this morning, asked how he was feeling. I actually asked if Atletico Madrid were in the title race as well. The table says they are. So he's happy. He's happier. Let's put it that way. Koke, 700 games. He started with that, with the love heart eyes. So a bit of love for Koke. There's 700 games, by the way. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Crazy.
A bit of love for cocaine.
Yeah, a bit of love for Koke. Koke.
I know.
Let's not spread any rumours here.
Sorry, Eric. That was purely a joke. Didn't mean that at all. That's just how it sounded for a second. I thought we should probably make that clear.
Let's
that
clear that up.
was not the case.
Okay. Rejuvenated this season, he says. He said,
there he is.
Right, he says, we're bad on the road, but that's a very welcome 3 more points than we got from playing them away last season. Could be a tight race, this is good, between own goal and Julian Alvarez for the top goal scorer award.
There's always a little
little dig. And then he said Simeone discovered he has some player called Raspadori in the squad. Simeone discovered he has some player called Raspadori in the squad, and maybe someone could also introduce the manager to Mark Hubil. So he obviously wants him to play more. And then asking about the title race, he said, if Barca and Real Madrid are off, the winner finishes on around 85 points, perhaps. Villarreal look good, but will probably fade. Actually got relegated 1 year. They played both Champions League and La Liga. That was 2011-12. So he's saying, he's predicting relegation for Villarreal. And in Barcelona...
Relegation? Relegation outside of the Champions League spot.
No. But what he's trying to say is that they look good but will fade off. And he's saying the last time they were playing in the Champions League, and he's saying 1 year when they were playing both in 2011-12, they got relegated. Yeah, he's not saying they're going to get relegated. But Atletico Madrid are looking good. Diego Simeone said after the game that we were lucky. And it's funny because you don't often hear managers say that. But he did say we got lucky, and had we not had luck on our side, then you'd be asking me very different questions, and that's so true, isn't it? They win 1-0 with an own goal. It was a really hard-fought win. It certainly wasn't straightforward for them. And then suddenly everyone's saying, oh, look at Atletico on a roll, 5 wins in a row. But had they lost that, back to crisis mode, probably. So
who they're up against in midweek?
They've got Inter.
Inter, that's right.
And then Barcelona. So
yes.
So I think we'll see how good they are, really, over the next week or so.
Over the next week or so, but they're certainly going well at the moment. If there's a manager that can, even when you're not playing free-flowing football, that can grind out results, I mean, he's proved it year in.
financial guidance so you can focus on this moment and nothing else. Plus, get £400 when you switch to a Barclays Premier current account. Find out more about Barclays Premier Banking. Switch in the app by the 27th of November 2025 to get £400. And does it matter? Does it matter, Gary?
I interviewed Carlo Ancelotti, which was lovely, and we were talking. It was basically about management and stuff, and I said to him, "This, you know, you've not got the most gifted Brazil side in history. You know, yes, there's obviously some immense talent in the squad, but
There is nothing quite like the start of a new league season. The first steps to be taken on the journey towards a title challenge. So get yourselves ready, because it all starts today. It's coming right up, live on EA TV. Well, hello to you and welcome to another exciting game brought to you by EA TV. I'm Guy Mowbray, joined for commentary by Stuart Robson, and you can really sense the anticipation in the crowd with their season just about to get underway. It's Salford City, and they take on Arsenal.
Well, the away fans saw a lot of good displays last season, but this will be a totally different proposition. If they can avoid relegation, that would be a major success for me.
Here's how Salford City line up.
Well, when you're playing a 3-5-2 formation, the position of the wing-backs is key. If they drop too deep, you can't dominate possession. And if they play too high, you leave the centre-backs exposed. They have to get the balance right.
Here's the lineup for Arsenal.
Well, they're starting with an attacking 4-5-1 formation with 3 players in advance of 2 holding midfielders. But it's important that the wide players come in field to join the centre forward at the right time.
Thank you. Enjoy the game.
Off we go then, another 90 minutes of football begins. The hard work pays off, they won the ball. With the record they've built against this team, the manager certainly looks calm and confident.
Yeah, they'll be looking to add to their impressive record in these games, that's for sure.
Just been told of a goal elsewhere, so let's cross to Alex for news about it.
It's a goal for Bristol Rovers. They've scored the opener here with 5 minutes played.
Alex there keeping us informed all the way. looking good. Oh, there could be something from the cross here. And that's a corner. Ball comes in. Oh, superb reflexes to get across to that. Outstanding. It's away, not far enough. It stops there, nothing at the end of it. Good work, they've got it back. I've just heard of a goal somewhere else, so over to Alex Scott. Alex, what's happened?
It's a goal for Peterborough United. It's now 1-0 with 23 minutes played.
Thanks, Alex, as always. Working hard to win it back there. Now, can he get the cross in? Wanting to split them, but this move is looking promising.
Well, I have to say I'm enjoying their football, but it needs a bit more urgency, I would say.
And they might be in. That's crossed the line. It'll be a throw. And cleared away beyond the touchline. Throw in. Well, I'm hearing there's been a goal in one of the other games. Alex Scott to fill us in.
It's a goal for Bradford City. The score's level again now at 1-1 with 36 minutes on the clock.
Fantastic, Alex. Thank you. A turnaround in possession. Excellent positioning. Delivered into the box. Put it away, but not far. Setting up the chance. Oh, chance! They've gone in front. A key moment in the match.
Well, it's great awareness of space in the box, and then he shows a lot of composure with the finish. That's a clever goal.
Getting closer. Oh, brilliant anticipation. Something on from this. And that's going to be it for the first 45. Play is set, the whistle sounds, and the second half begins. Still going here. Lovely setup. Taken cleanly and held on to. The will they or won't they discussions can now end because the transfer has now been confirmed. Exciting times.
Well, he's certainly got ability. A lot of clubs have been in for him, but now he needs to fulfil that potential. He might just have to be patient, though.
Promising position, this. Now, surely. Absolutely stunning defending.
Yeah, that's a great intervention there.
Arsenal moving the ball forward. What can they do from here? But not the end result they wanted from an encouraging position. a big area to progress into here.
If there's Sean Scott in the stadium, can you please make yourself known to the nearest steward? Thank you.
What a good ball, that could be in. This could be! It's in! 2 to the good. That little bit of buffer. And it's just a matter of keeping concentration now. So off we go. 2-0 the score now. And the attack collapses. Promising looking attack building from Arsenal. Waited beautifully. And there it is. Oh, but the flag goes up. It's not going to count.
Well, it was a close call, but he is just offside. Good finish, mind you.
Substitution coming up. And it's on here. There it is. A lifeline in this game. And surely momentum is with them now. Incredible.
Well, as you can see, he beats the defenders so easily with a change of pace, and then it's a decent finish. That's a very good goal, you have to say.
Switched on and ready to intercept that. No sign of stopping yet. It's played into the box. And they might be in. Now the chance for them to pour forward. Is there something at the end? Well, body's back now, but still in possession.
Yeah, they regrouped well there.
And the attack is over. Well, still plenty could happen here. 5 minutes to go, 1 goal in it. Lovely ball, this could lead to something. Fantastic pass if that comes off. That's that, right up. He's really stepped up today, and it's time now for some fresh legs. It's a good ball in behind. Yet to find a way to goal. It's a lot away here. And the idea has been anticipated. It's a corner. It might be the moment to win the game once and for all. And just over the bar.
Just couldn't get above it. Good effort, though.
And that brings an end to the match with disappointment.
We've got some questions for you. Thank you for answering the questions.